Hello, I Should Be Writing listeners. This is Mer Lafferty, and I'm opening this up with a little bit of information, with a little bit of news. Because of burnout and because of finishing my latest book, I have decided to take June off of most things, including recording and podcasting. You'll be getting this in June 2022 because I recorded it in May and didn't get it up. This kind of thing led to the burnout. But haven't had a chance to talk about the fact that I will be interviewing John Scalzi about his latest book, The Kaiju Preservation Society, for our latest Spoilers Club interview, June 25th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you need to be reminded what the Spoilers Club is, we read the book ahead of time and then talk to the author about why they made decisions. Any topic is up for grabs. We're going to be doing it live and then placing it in the feed later. If you want to watch live and join us, that would be twitch.tv/MightyMer. And again, that's June 25th, 2022, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Now let's get to our show. We hesitate and we don't do things a lot. And last night I was reminded why we should not do that. So I'm going to talk about it. Waiting for whatever. And I Should Be Writing Season 18, Episode 39.
But I should be writing. I should be working on my craft. I should be writing. I should be submitting my next draft. But I'm sitting home watching Doctor Who.
And hi! Welcome to I Should Be Writing. This is a podcast and live stream for wannabe fiction writers. It streams on Twitch twice a week, live, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and Tuesday, Thursday. And then my producer edits it and I put it in the feed. And it goes out as a podcast. It's been going on for quite some time, many, many years. There's a reason why it's season 18. And it basically started when I had not sold anything, and now I'm working on my 8th book and about to come out with my 7th. So check me out at merverse.com, and I hope you enjoy yourself here. So yeah, what I've been up to, I am trying to finish a book. And I think it's an ADHD thing I have to embrace because the ADHD brain likes the dopamine, and it really likes the dopamine of, oh God, I have a deadline. For some reason, our brains like that, and it sucks, but our brains love it. So if you wonder why if you have ADHD and you wonder why you wait till the last minute to get things done and you wish you didn't, well, there's chemicals involved. It's not quite your fault. But I promised the book in a couple of weeks, and I'm kind of doing I feel like I'm running downhill. And I just have to keep my feet under me so I don't fall. The words are coming quickly, but there still has to be a lot of them. And I actually wrote on the trip up to get Numbers Ninja. I picked up my moderator, who's also my kid. I don't just do up and down the coast for any Twitch moderator, by the way. But I wrote on the way up, but I didn't really write other times or on the way back. So I was proud of myself for those 700 words, and then then nothing. But then today got over 2,000 words. Happy with that. And next week I'm going away to the beach to write more and focus entirely on writing and probably feeding myself. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. I'm really just trying to finish the book. And the book is Book 2 of the Midsolar Murders, the The working title is A Swarm of Cuckoos, but it took so long for us to get to settle on Station Eternity, which is book 1 of the Mid-Solar Murders, that, yeah, I not holding my breath that we're going to keep this one either. But, you know, marketing knows what they're doing, so I try not to fuss about art or title stuff. But my art is sexy as hell. I can't deny that. If you're watching, you're seeing the art is on my overlay. They actually made me some. They made me some social media overlays or art, and I said, "What about Twitch overlays? Do you think you could do that?" And I sent them some examples, and they gave me this. So I'm very happy with this art. It's basically derived from the book cover. Thank you for the hydrate reminder. So we're gonna do good news. I apologize. Switching all of this is a process, so I don't have a yay button set up yet, and I apologize for that. But I like to hear good news. And we do have a yay button emote, so if you want to throw the yay button into the chat for people, since we don't have the applause button and the confetti yet. My good news is I'm behind, but I feel good about my book. I feel I'm really liking where it's going. I have a very clear view of what I want to do. My brain is a plotter, not a... No. Strike that and reverse it. It is a pantser, not a plotter. So I can say, I know that these two people will be very important in one of the end scenes that's not a big fight. Do I know what they're going to say or what they're going to decide? No. No idea. But I know that these handful of people are going to have to be there. So, yeah, I feel good about the book. Sometimes my jerk brain is telling me it's absolute garbage, but the other part of me feels good about it, which is why we keep writing. Because even though your brain is telling you it's garbage, you can probably, know that that's just your brain being a jerk. You don't really think it's garbage, but it's not fun to hear it. It's not. So, let's get some good news from the chat. And if you are listening to this later and you have good news, or maybe you don't want to put it in the chat right now, email me, mightymer@gmail.com, and put good news in the subject line, and I will read it on the next episode. We got Daniel says, I know I mentioned on Discord, my good news is that my wife graduated with her teaching degree this weekend. That's fantastic. Congratulations, Dan. It's awesome to bask in the glory of a significant other's achievements. It's great. It feels good to be proud. And Underpope, 2 rejections since last Thursday. That is fantastic. Congratulations, Underpope. We are very happy to see rejections, because rejections mean we're working writers. Because working writers get rejected. And also, I think I mentioned this in the Discord this weekend, but I received a big rejection this weekend. It was not fiction focused, but it was podcast focused. I'd applied for sort of a program, a podcasting program, and I was told I did make it through several rounds, didn't make it to the final, and obviously didn't get it. So I made sure everybody in the Discord knew, because I know rejection sucks. I know it does. But we try to applaud it because it is part of the process for most people. For 99.9% of us, it's part of the process. So you got to get used to it. Let's see. Shauna says, my mom has made a great deal of progress health-wise and seeming more like herself. That's fantastic. I know you were worried there for a little bit. Congratulations. Shard says, I've been trying to writing out a rough plot before I start writing, but I've hit a story block. Hope to get past it by tomorrow. I'm feeling better trying out this new way of writing. That's cool. Sometimes just trying something new will get you out of a block. It's weird. It's like you're tricking your brain. Like, I've never tried this before. Wait a minute, you've tricked me. we got out of that tangle. Yeah, Under Pope, I am proud that I put myself out there. There was a lot of, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't do it. I'm not going to get it. Or, do I even need it? But really, I knew I would be much more upset with myself if I did not do it. If I didn't even try. How did I miss this starting? Hi, everyone. Hi, Catwood. Good to see you. We are at good news. So yeah, if you have good news, and good news includes rejections, it also includes acceptances, obviously. My boss sang my praises in writing. That's fantastic, Jasmine. Congrats. That is excellent to hear. So, if you have any more good news, either email me or, send me a message. But I can move on. I had a weird night last night where Numbers Ninja was showing me the video about the reboot of Fraggle Rock. And for some reason, it made me pretty melancholy. And it took me a while to process it. Even, I'm watching this, I was the perfect age for Fraggle Rock the first time around. And it really left an impression on me. And, no, Numbers Ninja, it ends well. I'm just trying to process how I was feeling, that's all. Part of it was, and this is absolutely ridiculous, I sound like I'm dropping a name, and I really am not, but, I met and hung out with David Diggs in Finland because he and his bandmates from Clipping were there because they were nominated for Hugo that year. So, these rap artists and Broadway star were hanging out with us sci-fi nerds. And so now I see, really cool, I see him in everything. And I don't fool myself enough to say, hey, yeah, me and David were friends. But I did talk to him. I did, hang out with him. It was someone, I've said more to David Diggs than I have George R. R. Martin, and I've been to a lot more cons with Martin. And seeing he was involved, and I'm thinking, man, dude, you are doing everything. He's just doing so many things. And granted, this is, for actors, it's different because you audition for things. It's not like he's carrying the whole project of Fraggle Rock on his shoulder. It's not like he's carrying Snowpiercer and he's writing Central Park. That's not quite how it's going. But in seeing everything he's involved in, I think there are times, many times, when I've had that feeling of, I could do this. Oh, that's a weird idea. I should do that. And it's embarrassing because I talk about this in the show. I've talked about it more than once, and I'm sorry. But I hesitate a lot. Sometimes I hesitate because I think I don't have time for it, which is fair. I do podcasts, I write fiction, I co-edit a magazine. I wear a lot of hats already. Do I need another project? No. But I think about the stuff. For some reason, Fraggle Rock reminded me of all the chances Jim Henson took. Jim Henson's history is very interesting. My friend Grant Pachoco turned me on to a couple of the stories about his creative life. And, Jim Henson is one of those people that you look at and you look at his story and you go, okay, so you did try pretty much everything you thought about. And then a lot of it failed. And some of it didn't, and some of it affected an entire generation of people. more than one of your things affected an entire generation of people. And every time I think about that, I remember I need to be doing more stuff. Just trying more stuff. And it I don't know. It's like, if you don't know my history, I wanted to be a writer my whole life. And I took writing classes in college. I did not know my college had a creative writing degree because I didn't think that I could study creative writing and then get a job. So I studied journalism, realized I don't have a reporter's mentality. I have too much empathy. Also, I'm not very subtle, and I miss some subtleties that good reporters can catch. The example I'm thinking of is, in my reporting class, one of our jobs was to just find something in the police reports and report on it. So, just like a reporter, you look at the police reports, you see there was a holdup here, or a robbery there, or a break-in there, and you decide, I'm going to follow one of these and do a story on it. So I did my story about a holdup at a gas station, and I used most of the facts from the police report, tried to get people to talk to me about it, like called the convenience store and stuff, and no one would talk to me. And I thought that was weird, and I didn't get a very good grade on the report. And at some point later in the future did I realize that no one would talk to me because the clerk chased down the robber with a machete. I don't remember if anybody was hurt or not, but there was chasing and there was a machete involved, which is why no one would talk to me, because they thought the clerk might be liable and they didn't want to have anything on the record, even though I was just a college student and this would be one of my assignments, and that was it. You know, sometimes you think, okay, well, I failed at this, but I'll try again and I'll do better next time. But sometimes you're like, wow, how did I miss that? Maybe this is not for me. There were many other things happening. It's not like I just breezed through J school and then I messed up this one article and thought, okay, it's not for me. But that's the one thing I think about when I realize that, oh yeah, I did not follow the right scent there as a news hound. Did not at all. And then I ended up not working, getting an English degree and not doing anything with it, except for, writing. But big tangent there. Sorry about that. At least I did not get into chicken massage like our tangents did yesterday. So anyway, after I left school, I started focusing on, okay, I gotta be an adult, I gotta get a job, I gotta do a thing. And then I thought, somewhere in there, I thought, since I've left academics, my writing will never improve. It's embarrassing to say this out loud, but it's true. I'm going to say it's true. I didn't think I could ever get any better. There were people I knew were a lot better than I was in nonfiction and fiction writing. And so I thought, okay, well, that dream's gone. And I didn't write for 10 years. That's a long time. And so now it's kind of, when I started writing, it was important for me to try out anything because I had wasted time, a lot of time. And I wasted time just on self-doubt and lack of vision. And I mean just vision in looking around and seeing the opportunities or making opportunities. Guys, we've got the internet and we've got smartphones, many of us, and the opportunity to tell stories, any kind of story, is open to more people than ever before. So if you get a weird idea about something weird to make, it's probably possible for you to do it. And I know a lot of creative people, and I know a lot of creative people with good microphones. And if I want to do a weird thing, then I should do it. And I have to keep reminding myself of that. And why Fraggle Rock reminded me of this, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I guess it was partly, seeing David, and, again, I'm not going to sit there and drop names and say he's my friend, but it's like, this is someone he's not like movie star, untouchable. Like, Ed Helms was also interviewed, and I'm a big Office fan, so I'm like, oh wow, it's Ed Helms. And, and they were interviewing the original cast of Fraggle Rock, which are gods to me. So, it's like that. Those were untouchable, but I'm like, I met that guy. I've talked to that guy. And I'm seeing everything he's doing, and I'm like, wow, I've been letting things sit. And possibly it is the ADHD brain of every time I think of something shiny, I want to do it. I've got that bad. I really do. I'm taking violin lessons now, and it's fun. But I'm not good at it. And yes, I know if I practiced more, I would be better, but I'm not getting music. I'm not understanding it. I was watching a concert recently and just watching the piano player, and I'm like, how does he do that? And I'm thinking, oh, well, if I think about it, I'm not that flawless, but that's how I type. I don't look at the keyboard. I don't worry about how to get the next word on the paper. I just go. I know it's not a one-to-one correlation, but that helped me understand. But it's like I see musicians do awesome things, and I'm like, I want to do that. And then I'm like, yeah, that was a chance I took, and I'm still taking it. I'm still doing it, but I have no illusions that I will understand music. My violin teacher's trying to teach me like music theory, because there's just stuff I don't get. I just don't get it. Yeah. So, and I hear about really cool voiceover actors. I'm like, wow, I've got a microphone. I'm not an actor. Really not an actor. Oh Lord, am I not an actor? I'm so bad at it. So I know I'm probably not a good voice actor either. So, but there are some things that are fun to do for hobbies. But one thing I can do is write. And I've got confidence there, believe it or not. I know I sound unsure of myself all the time. And I am jealous of people like Ursula Vernon, who is an amazing illustrator and an amazing writer and an amazing speech writer. And, I'm like, I can do one thing. But I can focus on the one thing, and I can still be experimental with the one thing. But I should stop waiting. Because why? I am getting close to prime time for a midlife crisis here. And I was joking that the violin was my midlife crisis. I'm gonna learn music in my 40s, because everyone knows that the 40-something brain is like really sponge-like and really can just absorb information like nobody's business. I can't even say that with a straight face. Anyway. But trying that weird new thing that I've always been afraid of was supposed to be my midlife crisis. But I'm still thinking, am I gonna freak out? Am I gonna make a hasty decision? I don't know. I'm gonna take a moment and check with chat. I've got so many ideas, but I'm worried I can't do most of them justice. I think that's my fear. Yeah, see, the thing is, Shard, you're not gonna. That's the thing. You don't think about the fact that I'll get good enough to do it, because you won't. You won't get good enough to do it as well as you think you should be able to eventually. So remove that roadblock and just make stuff, because you'll get better every time you do. So accept that it's not going to be as good as you think it is, or you think it should be. And if I'm wrong and you make something that is the perfect image of what you thought it would be, please tell me how you did it, because I would love to know. I'd love to know. good to let our brains chase after some new things from time to time. It's hard when one has ADHD to remember that it isn't required to be the best at something the first time you try it. Yes, that's another reason I love doing the violin stuff, because I don't have to play for anybody. I can be bad at it. And it's really nice as a creative professional to have something I can be bad at. Yeah, so, and you know, the way the conversation's going is sometimes it's sometimes something is a hobby, and you need to remember that and be easy on yourself as you learn it. And sometimes a project would be something that's much too much for you, and you should not overburden yourself with it. But then sometimes there's benefit in doing something weird and new. I'm talking about in my wheelhouse, in my, like writing an audio script and putting it out live on Twitch or something else. But it's just, sorry, I got distracted thinking about the last audio script I did back in 07. Yeah, so it's doing script stuff, trying to learn more about script stuff, writing shorter stuff. There's a lot of people writing really interesting experimental short stories these days. Sarah Gailey's done it. I can't remember their name. Oh God, I'm sorry. But the person who got a Hugo nomination for the story they wrote on Twitter. Wrote a story on Twitter. Made up of mostly texts. So it's like a story made in text that they published on Twitter. Self-pub on Twitter, so. It's okay to realize an idea just doesn't work for you anymore, and it's alright to set it aside or let it go. Yes, and it's also okay to try the idea, and if it doesn't work, move on. Especially if it's just something fun and experimental. But see, guys, here's the deal. I can feel it when I'm actively avoiding something because I'm afraid. I can feel it. You know, I play video games. I don't work 24/7. I play games. I mess around with crafts in my basement. I could sit down and do one of these other projects. I just haven't. Thank you, kids are asleep. Azure_husky is where it starts. I will try to remember to put that in the show notes, or Summer will find it. Thank you, kids are asleep. But yeah, sometimes you think, I don't have time for X. And sometimes you think, I don't want to do it because I'm afraid, or it's going to fail, or I'm going to get halfway through and quit, or, I can tell. So, I'm just trying to say, Fraggle Rock leads to Jim Henson and David Diggs' thinking and creation and opportunities and making them. When I talk about The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, there's a major religious/spiritual cornerstone. Religion is a kind of cornerstone to it, but not a level of any one religion, but in believing in and putting your faith in a higher power. Whatever the higher power is, that's your call. I'm still not comfortable doing that, but the way I see it is, and the way I've experienced, after doing The Artist's Way, I would, there are opportunities out there, there are ideas out there, and we can say no, which is really what all this is. It's just saying no. It's your brain going, what if? And you're going, no. It's watching somebody else do something awesome and going, could I do that? No. Can I do something like that? No. And instead of like putting my faith in the universe or putting my creativity in the universe, I just feel like I need to open my eyes and say yes more. I feel like when we're creatively blocked, we're basically walking around with our heads down and we're looking at our feet. And there could be amazing things happening all around us, but we don't know because we're looking at our feet. And accepting either if you believe in the higher power or you just want to be more open, creatively open, you lift your head and you look around and you see what opportunities there are, what possibilities there are, what things you could try, what things that are maybe scary, but they're not going to kill you or your career. So that's what I have to say about that. I'm sorry I got a little maudlin. And no, I'm not upset that I saw the Fraggle Rock reboot video. I'm very excited about it. But I'm going to end the podcast now, and then we're going to hang out a little bit more and do BarCon. If you would like to hang out and have a more relaxed conversation with me when I live stream, check out twitch.tv/MightyMur and come visit us on Tuesday, Thursday, 3 p.m. Or if you want to hear it, if you want to hear BarCon, you can support at Patreon, patreon.com/MightyMur, and you'll get the access to all the archives plus all of the extended episodes of Ditch Diggers and I Should Be Writing. I am Mur Lafferty. My books are available for pre-order. Station Eternity is on sale in October, and yeah, the Ophelia Project is on sale. Well, it's on pre-order now, I think. But I think it's an Audible. It is an Audible original, but I think it's free with your subscription. So that'll be out this month, and I'm kind of scared of that because it's a more fascist political type story, but it still has a children's TV show and resistance fighters. Because, Yeah, so if you want to learn more about me and my projects, murverse.com is where you can find me. My books should be in your local bookstore, definitely online. Please buy local, buy from your independent bookstore. And I'll be back live again on Thursday. If you can catch us live, great. If you can't, then subscribe at your favorite podcast delivery service. I Should Be Writing is this podcast name. My name is Mur Lafferty, and I think you should be writing, and so should I. I Should Be Writing is available to you under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Theme music by John Anelio. Art by Numbers Ninja. Production by Summer Brooks. And hosting by Libsyn. Find all of this information and more at murverse.com. And remember, we can't do this without you. Thanks for your support.
Well, I should be writing. I should be working on my craft. I should be writing. I should be submitting my next draft. But I'm sitting home watching Doctor Who. Yeah, I'm sitting home watching Doctor Who.